None of that change went to the city. None of that change went to the city either. Well, maybe a penny or so of that went to the city, but that would be solely up to the leadership in the treasurer's office.
I'm Alderman Jeffrey Boyd, and I'm a Democratic candidate for treasurer. I want to make change work for you in the treasurer's office. Whether it's the change you put in the parking meter or the much needed change in the operations of the treasurer's office. Let's talk a minute about the treasurer's office. You ever wonder why we have nice, slick parking enforcement vehicles while our garbage trucks are falling apart as our drivers steer them down the alley? That's because the treasurer's office spends their revenue any way they want. Nice cars, paying employees and consultants that don't even work. Over $13 million in revenue in 2011 alone. After they're done spending, if anything is left, they may choose or not choose to share those revenues with the city. While the refuse department must rely on appropriations from the general revenue fund from the city of St. Louis, the treasurer's office is also known for awarding no-bid contracts. This office also has a reputation of not only awarding no-bid contracts, but extending them for long periods of time without going back out for competitive bids. I think it's safe to say enough already. One state audit revealed that as many as 40 employees in one way or another was related to each other. I think it's pretty safe to say that's cronyism. These activities must stop. You can do your part to eliminate waste and take control of our city by voting on August the 7th. Allow me to tell you why I am the best candidate for this position. I gained 23 years of organizational development experience in the military. I'm proud of my service. It helped me become the leader I am today. I learned the meaning of integrity, and integrity guides me every day. I hold a master's degree in business administration, and I apply what I've learned attaining that degree each and every day. My wife is a nurse at Barnes-Jewish Hospital, and the same compassion that she shares with her patients and our family, she makes sure that's part of who I am. Bottom line, politics and business is about people. And my wife makes sure I never forget that. Instead of changing my address, I decided to stay and change my neighborhood. Over 9 years ago, I entered the realm of politics, and I was elected alderman for the 22nd Ward. Developers told me it would be 15 years before major development would occur in my neighborhood. But I made it happen in 18 months. I've gained and earned the reputation of being an independent thinker. I'm not part of a political machine or a political dynasty, and I'm proud of that. As alderman, that is when I learned about the operations of the treasurer's office. I was shocked to find out that the office operates as an entity independent from city control and oversight. As I dug deeper to learn more about the operations, I gained a clear understanding of the term lack of transparency. How they spend their revenue and the sources of that revenue has been closely guarded information. I knew that if the opportunity arose, I wanted to be the one to make change work in the treasurer's office. That time has arrived. Did I wait around for an opportunity and do nothing? No. The treasurer's office has a huge responsibility to manage the city's banking relationships and investments. You would think where these investments are deposited with local financial institutions is information that is readily available. Not so, not even to an alderman. That is why I authored and sponsored Board Bill 280, which requires the treasurer's office to fully disclose all banking relationships. I am working now to clean up the operations of the treasurer's office. Let's talk about what my opponents are doing. One of my opponents wants to give up parking operations and turn it over to the city. Bottom line, 90% of the operations and the employees of the treasurer's office will be turned over to the city. leaving very little for the treasurer to do. Nice work if you can get it. Another one of my opponents should know the irresponsible inner workings of the treasurer's office quite well. He has fed from the trough of cronyism to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars in consulting fees. And you can bet he didn't have to bid on his contracts from an office that may well be best known for hiring ghost employees and consultants. You know about my background. You know I'm already working hard to make this office more transparent. And you know about my opponents. Now let me describe for you what I would do as your new treasurer. First and foremost, waste will be eliminated. Every employee will be dedicated to operational efficiency, transparency, and maximizing revenue to the city. All treasurer's office job descriptions will be reviewed and revised to ensure maximum contribution of each employee. Due to the long history of closely guarded information, it will be a big task to examine all the relationships and contracts with the office, but each contract will be scrutinized and the relationship will be terminated as needed or optimized to benefit you and the city of St. Louis. I am already partnering with change and process improvement experts to map out the future state of waste-free, efficient operations. All city banking relationships and investments will be examined to ensure we are taking advantage of the best possible options for investing your dollars. Above all, the changes, operations, and improvements in that office will be transparent to you. No more guarding of information. The Treasurer's Office website will clearly describe the operations and the improvements of that office. How can you make change work in the new Treasurer's Office? Well, first and foremost, make your voice heard. You will control the outcome of this election with your vote. So access your August the 7th calendar date and add Vote Boyd. Secondly, get involved. Just because I'm the best candidate doesn't mean I'll raise the most money to get my message out. Cronyism has its benefits. As you know, I don't benefit from cronyism or being part of a political machine. I guess I pay a price for being an independent thinker. We can beat cronyism and political machines. Forward the link to this video to your family and friends. Tell them how important the treasurer's race is. Consider getting involved in the campaign by volunteering or making a financial contribution. It will be greatly appreciated. Every time you see a parking meter or a parking garage, let it remind you that you deserve better from the Treasurer's Office. I'm Alderman Jeffrey Boyd, Democratic candidate for Treasurer. Together, we can make change in the Treasurer's Office.